What's next? Living longer, better, smarter. We're grateful to have you watching or listening, and we have another treat in store, a November tradition for us. But first, this episode is made possible by Tokyo-based Living Best, a consumer-focused age tech initiative from the Carter Group. The initiative helps to advance promising new ventures and technologies with the resources and connections they need to succeed. Learn how they are empowering the future in the world's most aged society in Japan with the potential for global impact. For more, visit living-best.tech. I'm Fred Fishkin along with Mary Furlong. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Fred. Here we are in November, and we have a great tradition to continue.
Two of our favorite people are with us once again with much to share ahead of Thanksgiving. They were with us for our fourth episode 5 years ago and every November since. Renowned chef, author, restaurateur, and TV personality Lidia Bastianich joins us again. Hi, Lidia.
How you doing, eh? How's everybody?
And another big part of the tradition here is Ted Fischer, CEO and co-founder of Ageless Innovation. Hi, Ted.
Hey, Fred. Hi, Mary. Hi, Lydia. Always so great to be here with you.
These episodes are always my favorite, and you both have some big news to share with our audience, so this is even more exciting. Lydia, you're such a wonderful ambassador for all the food and family and community that caring can mean. You have a brand new book. I bought it. I saw it in the bookstore and got it already, and a new PBS special. You've been busy.
I have, and I love it. Doing what I love, sharing recipes, food, Italian food, and of course my PBS special, Lidia Celebrates America. It's all about how great America is and all the neighbors and how they help each other. You know, sometimes the news is what it is, but the reality out there is real. So those two things are coming up.
Well, here is a little taste of the upcoming PBS special, Lidia Celebrates America, A Nation of Neighbors.
In this year's Lidia Celebrates America, I set out to celebrate volunteers.
So we want to give back to the community.
We got to tap in.
People just want to belong somewhere.
Everyday people offering help.
Can I get a raise of hands?
And sharing their tables.
We're all part of one neighborhood.
Helping America remain a nation of neighbors.
Please remember to eat, and also I love you.
Salute, chin chin.
We'll talk more about that in just a minute. First, let's bring Ted in. Ted, the work you have done with Ageless Innovation and the Joy for All line with robotic pets and games, really to reach across generations, has been wonderful to see. And now you're introducing something new.
Yeah, we are. So we're really excited to once again collaborate and be a proud sponsor with the Alzheimer's Association, who we've done a few different activations with over time. It's just we have such a shared mission in our desire to help those either living with or suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's. And so we've got a new product out called the Purple Play Package, which is as you can see, a beautiful purple box. And this one is our 4-pack, which has 4 of our great card games. Really wonderful games that are specific to reminiscence therapy and other things. And then we got the big boy right here with six of our most well-known games inside there. And the way that we structure it, as always with the Alzheimer's Association, is we do some co-marketing together in making it available to populations that care obviously about those living with Alzheimer's, but we do a revenue share, and our goal is to sell as many as possible so we can donate as much as we possibly can to the Alzheimer's Association. So really fantastic initiative that we're just launching right now during National Caregiver Month.
So tell us more about your goals for the Purple Pay Plex and your partnership. You know Ted almost more than anybody how important private-public partnerships are.
Yeah, I mean, we've really, we've always assumed that we really could not scale our impact without, really focused on private partnerships. And, as you know, with a lot of our state partners, including the state of New York, where, we've distributed over 40,000, pets and games together. Our goal is always to have the most impact that we can for the populations we serve. And, certainly as it relates to the Alzheimer's Association, we did an activation with them maybe 3 years ago with Kroger Supermarket. And, the whole idea was, similar thing, which is trying to bring fun and joy and play as a way to really combat these terrible issues that people are facing, but do it with organizations that are having tremendous impact to the population and to the caregivers that care for them. And so our goals are, one, we always want our products to be the center of the attention, because really, as we've talked about before, the power of play is something that most people don't understand, but has really tremendous healing powers in that, it brings people together. It helps with, cognitive issues. It really is a connection point. And so, our goal, as it is always, is to sort of bundle these things together in a way where families can come together. We can add some respite. We can bring some connection, and, all of that to benefit the Alzheimer's Association.
That's wonderful. Ted and Lidia, I know you both share a love of food. We all do. Really good food and really great Italian food. So tell us about Rhode Island this weekend and Lydia's award and everything. And then you have restaurants in your family. So as we approach Thanksgiving, can you share with us a favorite memory and maybe a favorite recipe? But let's start with this weekend, Ted. What did you see?
Well, I was watching the news on Sunday. And I started our conversation before we went live with a little bone to pick with Lidia, my good friend, who was in my home state receiving a fantastic award, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Rhode Island Italian American Hall of Fame. And I saw clips of the issue. I would have been there for sure and paid good money to be in one of those front row seats. Such a well-deserved honor. And based on your remarks and what I was able to just glean, congratulations. And you've had such a tremendous impact, especially as I have Italian heritage as well. And as Mary said, we have some Italian restaurants in our family as well. You've been just such an inspiration to all of us. And so what a well-deserved honor. And I'm still upset that I didn't get to see you in person this weekend.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ted. Yes, I was in Providence, actually. And I received this great award. The organization has been over 40 years, and it's of local Italian community, but the whole community, and all the fundraising and that happens goes for education of kids going on to college and so on, their masters or whatever. And it's not just for Italian kids with Italian background, but it's for everybody. So, educating our youngsters is our future. And certainly I was proud to receive the award, but also to be part of this energy to raise funds.
So let's go back to Mary's question about maybe sharing a favorite memory and if you have one ready, a favorite recipe.
Well, I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is next, of all the holidays, because it is very American. And, all my holidays, whether it's Christmas or Easter, whatever, are Italian. There's no, but Thanksgiving is American. And we really celebrate America at our house because my grandkids are born in America, are American. I don't let them forget their Italian heritage, but this is a big day. And one of the things, so I stick to the turkey, to the sweet potatoes, to all of that, but I do make my modifications. And I share it with people because it really, the turkey, how do you get that golden color, nice brown on the turkey skin? Everybody wants to do that. And yeah, butter does it to a certain extent. But if you put balsamic vinegar, I kind of, regular balsamic vinegar, I reduce it a little bit with honey, with some herbs like rosemary. And then in the last half hour of baking, I brush the turkey with this mixture, and the turkey becomes a nice mahogany color. So I do it every year. People love it. My family, they're all pick on the skin. And I want to share that with your listeners and viewers.
Wow, that sounds great.
Ted, what about you?
Yeah, so Thanksgiving it literally is, and it was always my dad's favorite holiday because it's sort of the low stress holiday, where Christmas there's all the frenzy around gift giving and all of the things, which is wonderful, and obviously what we're celebrating, sort of religiously on Christmas. But Thanksgiving, as Lidia said, is the American holiday, and it really is a time when your whole family can get together, and really the only emphasis is on being together and eating, right? So two things that we all love. So we have a tradition of going down to my mom's down in Newport, Rhode Island, and all celebrating my two siblings and all their kids and my kids and great kids, et cetera. And we get to just spend, sort of 4 days together that are, and obviously the Thanksgiving meal is the centerpiece. And we have, we've tried a bunch of different ways to do the turkey, but never the balsamic glaze, which, I took notes here. I'm going to make sure that we give that a try this year.
Okay, that's Thanksgiving and all of these things every year. The problem is not so much the food, because you always manage, is making space for everybody. It seems to increase every year. Does it increase in your house? The kids are growing bigger. They're getting their boyfriend, their girlfriends, their mates, and and so the room needs more and more space. What's the next table? We now have it layered. One long table parallel to another long table, all in the kitchen, because so that's the big problem. Not the food, not everybody else. Where are you going to fit everybody?
Yeah.
Hey, Ted, don't you need a high chair around your family gathering this year?
Yeah. I've got a granddaughter now who was just we just had a family trip to Spain for a wonderful occasion. My son was in a triathlon, so we all went over there. But we had all 3 of my kids, their significant others, and my granddaughter in one house that we rented over there. And the best part, she's 19 months old, and she's a sponge, like everything. She says everything, but she's famous for like saying hi to everybody. Like she'll be on the plane, and anybody who walks by, she says hi. She started saying hola. So everyone was hola, right? So, yeah, she was speaking more Spanish than I was. But that makes it extra special for sure.
Fred, I think we also have to do a shout out to people that are alone, that, I know that there are a lot of older adults that live alone, and there are lots of different ways in communities where people can join in to Friendsgivings, and always there's room at a table for another. So just kind of say that out loud, because I think more and more about that as I watch this in our communities. And some of my friends do things like making meals in their home and then exporting those meals out. So I'm really excited to see the amount of giving that's happening this holiday, especially in light of some of the changes that people have been going through in the economy. So let's turn to this new book, right, Fred?
What you just said, though, I think ties in beautifully with Lidia's new special. Lidia, tell us more about that and what you experienced making this.
Fred, this is my 14th year of special. I have my regular cooking show, but I do a 1-hour special every year. And it's my way of saying thank you to America and pointing out all the great things that I, as an immigrant, see in America. And, sometimes America is maligned, this is bad, that is bad, but there's a lot of great things, especially the neighbor to neighbor. And this whole theme is how neighbors help each other, how neighbors connect. As a child in Italy, the small towns, whatever, you knew everybody in the town. Going, if your mother wasn't home, you went to your neighbor, and the neighbor fed you. And there was that kind of feeling of really connection, camaraderie. And it exists in America, all over America. So I took a trip. I went to Los Angeles. I went to where else? Indiana, Colorado, Oregon, and California. And all of these, in Colorado, there's this kind of restaurant. It's called Same. So, and the acronyms, So All May Eat, spelled same. And it's a little restaurant, and it is there for those that do not have a place to go, especially what Mary was saying about Thanksgiving. But this place that you can pay for your meal, and the money goes to continue to subsidize and feed the ones that don't. But if you're growing extra vegetables, you have anything extra, you bring it and they use it. If you want to contribute working, washing dishes or cutting vegetables or whatever, or cleaning, you can go in for your meal. So somebody that doesn't have anybody, whatever, it's outside, could go in and they will feed them anyway. But they can cut some vegetables or something and really earn a meal. And it's a restaurant that's been there for more than 10 years. And it was so warming to see that people, all different kind of positions in life could eat together. Then I went, there was a place in Oregon, in Portland, Ikonokai, and it's a regular church, and it's a Japanese community. Now, the Japanese on the West Coast had, after the war, had a little difficulties or whatever. So there's a lot of those single or elderly Japanese, and what they do, the younger Japanese in this setting, it's a Methodist church, but they use the kitchen or whatever, cook a meal for regularly for this single or alone Japanese community. And not only do they cook and feed their food, they play games, they did Tai Chi and whatever. And it was wonderful to see. So I sat down with them and, I helped a little bit in the kitchen, but did some Tai Chi with them, whatever. And you talk to them and they're so grateful, first of all, that their younger generations respect them, which is very important. Sometimes I feel, more of that needs to be brought to life. Respect your older generations. They have so much to give, so much wisdom, so much love and all of that. But these elderly Japanese appreciated so much the young people that respected them, care for them, and spent time with them. So, in California, in LA, the aftermath of the fires and how organizations have formed, there's this organization, and I want to get the name, No Reservation Gourmet in Los Angeles. It's again, a kitchen, but that sort of does feed no reservation, meaning you don't need a reservation, but the food is really made like an appetizer, main course. Really, it's not just pulled together to feed you, but it's to respect you. Then once a week, they have a big dinner. These people that maybe now have no home or are in trailers or whatever they are invited to dinner. They get all together and they're served. They serve an appetizer or main course with respect. And all of this is going on around America, which is wonderful.
I think you're so right. I just was with St. Mary's Center in Oakland, and people can walk in and have a meal. It is that sense of respect. So, Ted, I know you and your family have been really active with organizations like Meals on Wheels. So I know this message resonates with you.
Yeah, as a team here, we do a Meals on Wheels route, I think once every couple of weeks. And then as an organization, we're coming up now on the season where we really kind of took this from our Hasbro roots. They always had this global day of joy where the entire company, around the world, 6,000 employees went out and did something in their community. We've continued that here. We have a lot of ex-Hasbro folks on the team, and it meant a lot to us. And so we've created it, and obviously we focus on older adults and their families and what we can do. And so we at a meeting this morning, we said, here are 3 or 4 things. Let's narrow it down to what, we can jump into and really make a difference. And, just in our weekly or our, every couple of week Meals on Wheels route, like the connection, the gratitude, the folks just stand at their door waiting sometimes, for you to come because you may be the only social connection they're going to have that day. And it just, it means as much to us, obviously, as it does to them receiving a meal. And then we typically, around the holidays, do a bigger event with Meals on Wheels where they get lots of donations in of, hats and gloves and toys and other things. And we go spend hours putting baskets together for their delivery drivers to bring around or deliver ourselves. So, this is a great time of year for us. We don't take for granted how lucky we are that we do have family around, that we're not alone. And, as you know, that the focus of our products is, interactive companionship, joy, and fun and play. And so it fits, especially this season, it's more difficult to see folks that are not connected to others. And so we're, trying to do a small part to do what we can to bring people together or at least bring them some joy.
It's just beautiful, Ted. And if people are wondering maybe what to cook for a neighbor or a friend or someone who's alone, I'll suggest a new book, Lydia's The Art of Pasta. Lidia, you wrote this with your wonderful daughter, Tanya. It's a work of art itself. I just love the photography in it.
Yeah, it was, it's my first single topic book. My other books, have appetizer, main courses, and desserts and whatever. And that was in response really to a lot of questions by my viewers on the internet. Pasta has sort of fallen out of favor, but it's back in. And especially in these times, pasta is easy to make. It's economically sound, you don't have to, garlic oil and some good vegetables, seasonal vegetables, you have yourself a good meal. And I go everything from dried pasta to fresh making pasta, to gnocchi, to soup with pasta, all the aspects of how pasta can be turned into a meal. And it's been receiving really, really with great appreciation. So I'm very happy of that, that it's out there. And part of what I'm doing is actually going on a book tour. That's where I'm at.
Oh, well, let us know if you come to San Francisco. And Fred, I have to just ask about the Italian mac and cheese, because with grandchildren, that is #1 on their list every single week. So
yeah, I'm going to show a picture of that. So everybody's going to see this. It's the Italian mac and cheese, and another one of you, Lidia, with a big pot. Of course, you need a big pot. No doubt pasta in there. It looks like coming out. Just beautiful.
Yeah, the pictures, there's a lot of beautiful pictures, simple, straightforward, simple recipes.
When I was in Spain, Fred, this weekend, my son is a triathlete, and so he was racing in the world championships, and so it was great. It was so much fun. But we were in Spain, and so at a number of races, I cooked the sort of pre-race meal, and they want a bolognese. They want the pasta, they want the meat, the whole thing, and it's a lot more difficult in Spain to find the things that I needed than it is, in my local grocery store. I know exactly what to get. I don't know how to speak Spanish. I got translators on the on the labels trying to figure out if I'm buying the right thing. But it went off without a hitch, Lidia. I don't think you're going to want my recipe, but all the athletes seem pretty happy.
Good for you. Yeah, and the marathon is here in New York.
Yeah.
Our friend Becca on 46th Street, we have there the 3 pasta. That's one of the specials. You get 3 pastas, come to the table in a pan, and you get as much of what you want. Well, we get overwhelmed with these athletes. They need their carbo fix.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I still remember the football team being here in my kitchen and the pasta. So
I think Ted's familiar with marathons, aren't you, Ted?
Yeah, I've run a few, Fred.
Inspiring, all of you.
I've run New York. Yeah, I ran New York with my daughter a few years ago, which was really fantastic. And I've run Boston a number of times, and I've run Boston with my other 2 kids. So I've run a marathon with each kid so far. So we got to get little Winnie up to speed. She's only 19 months, but I got to stay in shape so that I can run one with my granddaughter.
Well, I went dancing the night away, and I have a little bit of a hurt hip, but I in spirit, I'm with you. I'm not going to make the turkey trot this year, unfortunately, but we've gotten to see some of your beautiful grandchildren grow up in the show, Lidia. How special is that, being there with them? I don't know if any will follow in your footsteps, but I'm sure they're pretty good in the kitchen. And we had our 2-year-old grandson here with making waffles the other day. It's just pure joy, isn't it?
Well, now everybody out there is a grandparent, and you all know that having children is wonderful, but having grandchildren is the best.
The best,
isn't it? It's the gift. I tell kids, I finally raised you and you finally gave me a big gift. And
Right.
I have 5 of them. And I know, Ted, yours is young. Mine are already graduated from college. But, it just doesn't stop, this connection. But you got to keep it going, and me with food. They come and, I go visit them every time one sort of entered the college I would go visit their whole class, cook for the whole class in their thing. And food was always the way. They were always welcome. And you have, I guess, food you like to cook, but you also have those wonderful toys and all of that you can lure them with.
The dessert of life, our grandchildren. So
Another reason why your grandchildren have had no problem making friends. Just another reason. So, and what I really love is how you always have brought your family members onto the shows as well. We've gotten to meet some of your grandchildren, and we remember your mom being able to join us for the podcast 5 years ago.
Yes.
And she's still a part of the show, even though physically she's no longer with us, right?
Yeah, the people loved her. And I keep the ending, at least when we're together and we're singing a few bars. But our life was basically like in Italy. My mother lived with me. She had her own little apartment, but it was in the same house. So the kids always had the grandparents around. She helped me raise them. The restaurant industry, and certainly Ted, it's a tough industry. It's a lot of hours. It's all the holidays. You're working. Everybody else is having a good time. And so my mother and my father, until he was alive, they covered that space for me. And so, I film in my home. So it's only natural, she would come down, she says, what are you doing? So get on the show. So the grandkids too would come and visit. That's how they all got involved, because it was our natural way of being. We were in the kitchen, we cooked, we ate together. And I kind of just naturally brought onto the screen. But you know what? People really love it out there. They connect to this family connection of food, of table, of generations. And I am so happy, because that's really meaningful in our life of children and so on.
I'm glad we mentioned that, because it was really a highlight in the show. And at the holiday time, it's good to bring up the memories of those who made so much a difference in our life. I mean, my last memory with my mother was we went to cooking school and we learned how to make a low-calorie Thanksgiving recipes. So I still have those recipes. So congratulations to both of you, the important work you do. We're so grateful for your friendship, for your leadership, and grateful to have you both with us again on this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Ted.
You guys, this is, I look forward to this every year. And I was so bummed out when I thought I was going to be away for the taping and I wasn't going to be able to make the episode. And so thank you for moving the time so that I could be here, because I hate to miss it. And Lidia, you're so inspiring, and congratulations on the award. And one of these days our paths are going to cross. Our restaurants are 2 streets away from each other in New York on 48th and 46th, right? So we just opened another one on the Upper East Side. So now we have 3 in the city. So I got to get you to come over and have a little of our Southern Italian.
Got to sit at the table together.
For sure.
I'm going to be there. So we're both going to be there.
Just wonderful. Don't miss Lidia Celebrates America, A Nation of Neighbors, beginning November 25th at 9 on PBS. Buy the book, Lidia's The Art of Pasta, an Italian cookbook, just out, really beautiful, makes a great gift too. The website is lidiasitaly.com, and find all of the inspired products from Ageless Innovation at joyforall.com. Mary, I wish you and your growing family a warm and wonderful Thanksgiving, and to our audience too.
Yes, Thanksgiving is so special. I can hardly wait. It marks the start of holiday season. There's so much to be grateful for. And to all my friends, CG Ware, who cooks for seniors each week, and chefs for seniors, thank you to all of you, and to all the entrepreneurs building things to mitigate the social isolation. It's been a wonderful year, crazy year, but a wonderful year, and time to just step back and enjoy those moments.
Yeah, and I know you've been really busy, Mary, preparing for the What's Next Longevity Innovation Summit coming up at the National Press Club. That's in Washington, December 15th to 17th. For more info, head to WashingtonInnovationSummit.com. Thanks to all of our listeners and viewers and to our sponsor, Tokyo-based Living Best, a user-first age tech initiative from the Carter Group that screens and adapts promising ventures and connects them with commercial opportunities and capital in Japan. Learn more how they're empowering successful age tech investment in Japan, the world's most aged society. For more, visit living-best.tech. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone. And Lidia, if you don't mind, can you wrap us up with your signature sign-off?
Yes, yes. Happy holidays and tutti a tavola a mangiare.